name is Emily Good, and I have not made a TBR video since February, I think, and I titled it an overly ambitious TBR, and I got super overwhelmed, and then I went into major depression, anxiety. I was just nervous. I was nervous about it. So here's what I'm going to do for this TBR. This is going to be a full spooky season. So September, October, maybe even into November. I don't know. These are the books that I would like to read. I first am going to talk about Shaketember. I'm going to first talk about Shaketember. I am super excited. I will link the channels, the announcement videos down below. I am extremely excited about it. I have these different Shakespeare plays on my shelf, and if you don't know about me, I studied acting, and I have actually been a main role in a Shakespeare play, which I will talk about to you. But I'm taking part in Shaketember, which is where we read Shakespeare. We kind of watch plays. I'm not reading the plays that they have because I don't have them, and they're not super interesting to me at this time. I want to read the different plays that I have been wanting to read, so those are the ones that I picked up. So I'm going to first get into my picks for Shaketember, and then I will move on to my spooky season books. So thank you so much for being here. This is my Shaketember pile. This is merely a reference book. I bought this when I was playing Ariel in The Tempest. It helped me a lot. It's Shakespeare's Words by David Crystal and Ben Crystal. It's a glossary and language companion. So basically anything I don't understand, which will be a lot of things. I haven't read Shakespeare in a few years. So I think that this will help me. So this is going to be kind of a reference, and I'm going to keep with me as I'm reading the plays that I'm reading. So this is a good reference if you're also doing Shaketember. Maybe you could find it at the library. It was kind of, I was going to say it's kind of expensive. It's literally the price of most books. It's $21. So if you're into Shakespeare, it might be worth purchasing. But that's just something I had when I was doing a play. So the first book I'm going to read, the first play I'm going to read, just to kind of acclimate and reacclimate myself with Shakespeare in a non-overwhelming way, is The Tempest. I love this version. This is the Arden Shakespeare. I really love it because there's lots of notes, there's lots of introduction, and I just kind of like the floppiness of it, to be honest with you. So The Tempest is the one that I spent months working on. Like I said, I was Ariel, so I spent a lot of time with this text. I learned it front and back, beginning to end. I watched the play for months. I heard the play for months. I've watched many other versions of the play just so I could kind of prepare myself. I loved it, so this play is very near and dear to me, so I'm going to read The Tempest first things first. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to talk about what The Tempest is about because I'll be honest with you, I remember my part of it, and I just talked all my shit about like watching it beginning to end for months, and that's very true, but gosh, it has been since before I had kids that I did that, so it's a little bit hazy to me right now, but I am excited to jump back in and read this first things first in the month of September. Next up, so this is a new one that I just purchased because I've wanted to read this for a long time, and I kind of thought that it would go with like the spookiness of the vibe that I'm going for these next couple of months, and that is Macbeth. Again, I purchased the Arden Shakespeare. I really like the cover, to be honest with you. I like these covers. I just kind of am into the colors and things like that. But also what I like is that there's constant explaining, like at the bottom of every page, like there's notes and things like that. So I think that with these copies, along with my Shakespeare's Words, I think I'll be good to go, actually. So my plan is to read this after reading The Tempest, and then to watch a play of it on YouTube. We don't have a lot of Shakespeare where I'm at, but that is my plan, is to, I either might watch the play first just to kind of know what's going on, because otherwise I won't get anything out of it if I don't understand what's going on, and then read the play. But that is one of the other plays that I'm going to be reading. I honestly, again, I don't know anything of what it's about. I just know that it's spookier, I think. I'm pretty sure it's spookier. So yeah, so that's going to be my second pick for Shaketember. And this is the final one. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through these. I don't want to put a whole bunch of pressure on myself in the month of September. So I may or may not get to this one, but it's A Midsummer Night's Dream. This is the Pelican Shakespeare, and I don't think that there's not like notes or anything like that on it in here. Oh yeah, there is. Oh, there is actually. I don't want to do a balloon fight right this second, honey. Okay, so yeah, so this is the Pelican. If you ever watched, I did like a beach book haul. I went to like a used bookstore, and they had like a stack of Shakespeare's plays for $1 each. So I got 5 plays for $5. And I've always wanted to, I have seen live A Midsummer Night's Dream. I have seen live A Midsummer Night's Dream, and I loved the whimsy of it. But again, I couldn't tell you at all what it's about. I just know that Shakespeare wrote it, and I'm participating in Shaketember. So this is another one that I hope to get to, but it's not going to be the end of my world if I don't. So that is my wrap up of the Shaketember books. So if that's kind of what you're participating in, then awesome. Let me know what plays you're reading. Let me know if you are also participating in it. Let me know your video, your channel, so that I know to go there and watch as well. I'm really excited about it. I love a group reading experience. So yeah. And then the rest of the books, I have like 11 other ones that I plan on reading throughout the months of September and October. And if I don't get to them, then that's okay. And here's also what I'm going to say. So I have found it difficult to read thriller / horror lately. So what I kind of thought would make it easier is to intersperse like really adult horror thrillers with middle grade. Little cute, like spooky stories, but it's not going to overwhelm me. It's going to be super easy to read. I thought that would be a good idea for my mental state. And I just read a middle grade, Peril at Price Manor, which I will talk about obviously in my wrap up, but I enjoyed it so much. I went from reading Mr. Magic to Peril at Price Manor, and I enjoyed it so much. So that gave me the idea to kind of like intersperse different things. So first so in this pile, there are going to be some different middle grade books, which I'm excited about. So first things first, The Girl Who Drank the Moon. I have owned this for a while now, and I just haven't gotten to it. Every year, the people of the prefectorate leave a baby as an offering to the witch who lives in the forest to keep her from terrorizing their town. But the witch, Zan, is really kind and gentle. She shares her home with a wise swamp monster and a perfectly tiny dragon. Zan rescues the children and delivers them to welcoming families on the other side of the forest. One year, Zan accidentally feeds a baby Moonlight, filling the ordinary child with extraordinary magic. Zan decides she must raise this girl, whom she calls Luna, as her own. As Luna's 13th birthday approaches, her magic begins to emerge with unpredictable consequences, just when it's time for Zan to go collect another child. Meanwhile, a young man is determined to free his people by killing the witch, and a volcano, dormant for centuries, rumbles within the earth. So this sounds adorable. I love the cover. I'm excited to finally get to this, because like I said, I've had this on my shelf for a long time. This is one of my favorites. I have read this twice, I believe, and I'm ready to read it again. So Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I loved it. If you read Verity by Colleen Hoover and you have not read Rebecca, I think you would enjoy this. Especially if you thought that Verity was kind of lame with like maybe some of the twists that happened. I feel like Rebecca would be for you. It gives me personally the same kind of vibes, like we don't really know, and it's just classic. It is beautifully written, very, very atmospheric, very lovely. I enjoyed it so much. So I'm not going to read the back of this, and I'm actually not going to read any other backs of anything, I don't think. But yeah, Rebecca is one book that I would like to get to in either the month of September or October. Neil Gaiman's The Graveyard Book. So, funny story about this. I have had this since I lived in New York because I went to the bookstore and bought it after our voice and speech teacher said that it was his favorite book of all time. He highly recommends it. A couple of us went to the bookstore to grab it, and we were surprised to see that it's kind of a children's book. We did not expect that at all from the teacher who was recommending it. So I have had this for a long time. It's sort of, I don't know, maybe sort of similar vibes maybe as, oh, it's an ingenious and captivating reimagining of Rudyard Kipling's classic adventure, The Jungle Book. I did not know that. I didn't know that at all. So I'm excited. It takes place in a graveyard, obviously, The Graveyard Book. It says on the back, it is like a bite of dark Halloween chocolate, rich, bittersweet, and very satisfying. So I am excited to finally get to The Graveyard Book that I've had since like 2014. Here's another book that I've had for a while. It took me a while to order it, but I just recently watched a Kurt Cobain interview, and this was his favorite book. He had so much to say about it. I've heard that it's creepy. It is Perfume, The Story of a Murderer by Patrick Suskind. I'll read you some of the back of it. I'll read you the first paragraph. In the slums of 18th century Paris, a baby is born and abandoned, passed over to monks as a charity case. But the monks can find no one to care for the child. He is too demanding, and he doesn't smell the way a baby should smell. In fact, he has no scent at all. Basically, what Kurt Cobain was saying, I'm not going to read like the whole back, but it's basically a man who can't stand to be around humans, and Kurt Cobain said that he really resonated with it. He carried this with him everywhere, and I bought the book before I heard that interview, but watching that interview made me be like, wait, I have that on my bookshelf, why haven't I read it yet? So I've heard that it's creepy, and I'm excited to get to it. It looks pretty short, 240 something pages, 250, but yeah, I'm excited to get to this one as well. We'll see. We will see. Again, no pressure on you, Emily, no pressure. But The Stand, Stephen King's The Stand. I really want to get to this before the end of October. I have been meaning to read this forever, but I think that the size has kind of intimidated me. I will probably do a full reading vlog on this just because it's The Stand by Stephen King and I'm finally going to read it. But yeah, again, I'm not going to talk about what it's about because you probably already know if you're interested in The Stand. But I am very excited. Sorry, my house is a little bit chaotic right now. Everybody is home and I'm sitting out here in the living room doing this video. So if it seems a little bit chaotic, that's because it is a little chaotic. So yeah, I would either like to get to this one or The Shining by Stephen King. Or I might get to both. I don't know. I have been, again, wanting to read this for years. So sometimes I am in book reading eras and sometimes I'm in book buying eras. And typically when I'm buying Stephen King, I'm in a book buying era. So now is the time to get into it and read some of these books. I have read a few Stephen King books, but I think it's time to read some more because I've already spent the money on them and I should probably read them. So I would like to read either a classic, like one of his classics, The Stand or The Shining, in the month of September or October, or I might read both. I don't know. So here's another, like a classic that I've never read, but I've started collecting these editions. They're the Wordsworth editions, but this is a picture of Dorian Gray. I don't know what it's about, but I've been watching different like recommendation videos, and it was recommended that the picture of Dorian Gray would be a good one to read like as a fall read. So I would really like to get to this. It is a shorter book as well. I really love this edition. I think it's stunning. 218 pages. So I definitely think that this would be a nice light, I don't know if it's light or not, I've never read it, but a nice short book to kind of break some of these up. So The Picture of Dorian Gray is another book I would like to get to at some point within these next couple of months. Here is something that I've also been wanting to read forever, but I just bought a lovely edition to again add to my Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition collection. I've already said collection. Dracula by Bram Stoker. So here is the front. Here is the inside. I know. Here is the back. So, and here's, oh, look at the inside. Gosh, it's so beautiful. I love these versions. Oh my gosh, the deckled edges. Delicious. So delicious. Again, I'm not going to explain to you what Dracula is about. I've never read it. I assume it's about the vampire Dracula. I know that it's kind of broken up between like letters and journal entries and things like that. I would really, really, really like to get to this in the month of September or October. The rest are library books that I just got picked up at the library. So, The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I read Hendrix's The Southern Book Club's Guide to Destroying Vampires, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was so fun. I always love a good group of women who are ready to destroy, especially if they're in a book club. I just love that. I do want to reread that as well, but I figured that I'd pick up a new one by Grady Hendrix, and I picked up The Final Girl Support Group. I'm really excited. I've seen a lot of different things, and I am really looking forward to this one as well. This is not a spooky book at all. I just saw it there and I thought that the cover was stunning, and then I opened up the inside and it seemed even more stunning, so I am actually going to read you the inside of this. I haven't seen anything on it, but I don't typically watch like this genre book recommendation videos. I just thought it seemed, again, stunning. Then I read the inside and I was like, okay, I think I'm going to have to take this home and read this at some point. That is The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi written by Shannon Chakraborty. This is the best-selling author of the Daevabad trilogy, which again, I have never heard of. I am assuming that this is a genre that I have not read before. Okay, so the author spins a new trilogy of magic and mayhem on the high seas of this tale of pirates and sorcerers, forbidden artifacts, and ancient mysteries in one woman's determined quest to seize a final chance at glory and write her own legend. So I'm going to read you the rest. Amina al-Sarafi should be content. After a storied and scandalous career as one of the Indian Ocean's most notorious pirates, she survived backstabbing rogues, vengeful merchant princes, several husbands, and one actual demon to retire peacefully with her family to a life of piety, motherhood, and absolutely nothing that hints of the supernatural. But when she's tracked down by the obscenely wealthy mother of a former crewman, she's offered a job no bandit could refuse. Retrieve her comrade's kidnapped daughter for a kingly sum. The chance to have one last adventure with her crew, do right by an old friend, and win a fortune that will secure her family's future forever. It seems like such an obvious choice that it must be God's will. Yet, the deeper Amina dives, the more it becomes alarmingly clear there's more to this job and the girl's disappearance than she was led to believe. For there's always risk in wanting to become a legend, to seize one last chance at glory, to savor just a bit more power, and the price might be your very soul. Just look at that cover. Listen to what it's about. I mean, I think it sounds awesome. So I'm very excited that I saw this. It was released in March, so it's still pretty new. And again, I haven't heard of it, and I don't typically read like adventure books like that, but I would like to. I would really like to. I just never do. So here I go. I would like to pick up that at some point. Here's another cute little middle grade. Serafina in the Black Cloak. The cover is just gorgeous. I love that. And I read the back of it, or the inside of it, and I thought it sounded interesting. It's not a newer book, so you probably know what it's about. I will let you know in my wrap up whenever I get to it. I am really excited. I think though that she lives in a basement basically, and the people upstairs don't know she's there. I think that that's kind of the gist, but I could be totally butchering it, but I'm excited to get to it. Again, middle grades between like real scary horror for me just kind of lightens the load a little bit, and I have found that that works best for me and my little brain. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try that, and I will definitely be letting you know how it goes. Here's one. Some people have not liked it. I really have been into Michaela Reed's lately, and this is a book that she really did not like. But then I've seen other people saying that they really did love it. I've never read a Riley Sager book. I never have, but I'm going to give it a try. And if I hate it, then I'm not going to write off the author completely. Don't get me wrong, but I would like to try it. So this is the final book in my possible TBR for September and October. I would maybe like to get to it. I like the fact that it was only released a month ago. I'm trying more to get more into, like, stay a little bit more on top of new releases, as well as reading backlisted stuff. So anything that was kind of released this year is kind of exciting to me. So that is the final book. I'm excited about all these options. I'm very excited. I don't know how many we'll get to, but I'm excited at the prospect. I'm excited to have options. There is no way in hell I'm going to read every single one of these, but I'm excited about my options. I have so many different options. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to it. And I'm excited I'm going to make a list of all these books that I just talked about and cross them off as I read them. And that might keep me a little bit more motivated. Thank you so much for watching this 26-minute TBR. I appreciate you. I appreciate comments. I appreciate likes. I appreciate watch times. I appreciate all of it. So I have been enjoying like making friends and commenting back and forth with people. I've really enjoyed having things to look forward to. It's been really working for me, and I am just all over thankful. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time. Enjoy spooky season if you're into that. And if not, just happy reading. Talk to you next time. Bye.